Hello, peeps and hello, peppers, and welcome to Soul Sunday. I just walked into the door. The film festival is over, and the film festival scarf that I crocheted whenever, I kind of was not in the spirits or in the position to write, for instance, because as I'm getting older and more spastic, I'm developing problems with the armrests of cinema seats. Anyway, my scarf became relatively long. And I wanted to make it even longer, but actually, the way it is now, its accidental wave pattern is pretty symmetric, and the colors are also somewhat symmetric, so I think I'll just keep it like this. Cheers. Some hot tea because it's really, really cold outside. And yes, everybody, also the regional celebrities, is snuffled at the cinema. So I'm trying to warm myself up and do something for my health now. I would theoretically also eat ramen soup, but I don't think I have any ramen soup left. But there was a fun film about ramen soup today, and that taught me it's actually more sophisticated than what comes out of our plastic packaging in Europe. And that also made me think that wherever I can, I would like to put some more thought into my food, because that also belongs to that body awareness and so on. Yes, I had to do a lot of body awareness, both because there were, once again, some films dealing with disability, some films dealing with, let's say, sexuality beyond the cis heteronormative thoughts that people have to that effect. And there were really good Q&As with this one person. I thought that was another director, but it wasn't. Like this other director I knew from a festival ages ago, and he was really known for breaking taboos. Anyway, film festivals live from their good discussions, even about inconvenient topics. And yes, it's a 1:45 in the night now, and I'm actually quite tired, but I still wanted to share those thoughts that it's so much fun that also I feel seen. Like, okay, this was not so all 11 days of the festival, but like today, a random person asked me if I was a university teacher. The next person asked me if I was a film director. And then I had a conversation with a crew about the accessibility of this location, or the lack thereof. And we had a conversation that I should write an article. So actually, I got an assignment as a journalist. And of course, some people who knew me from previous festivals also encouraged me to keep going with my comedy, with the hand puppets. So, oh yes, and I got a compliment on my hairpin. That's rare, and that's sweet, and that made my day. So yes, I think almost all people at some point need a surrounding where they feel seen for whatever matters to them. So I hope actually that you can embrace this YouTube channel as my my own little film festival where I like monologuing about themes that are important to me, uh, where I still have to learn editing and cutting, but that will all come with time. I also saw a short film where the people harvested blueberries, which I don't know if all people find that so spectacular, but it's a part of Icelandic culture and it was a memory that mattered to the person. I also had a very interesting conversation about like that. Let's say some political figures don't just randomly fall from the sky, they come out of a particular culture where they sort of have grown. And it is very difficult to market other views to some people. But I enjoyed the film festival so much because this became also like a dialogue between generations. This is where I talk to really old people on eye level and where I talk to like a 20-year-old on eye level, and we all have life experience that we can bring along. And then some people already know the directors and know their, let's say, filmic handwriting. And of course, if I watch like 30 movies, I haven't counted them yet, but let's say in my heyday, someone asked me, how many movies have you watched this year? And the tally was 35. Not counting individual short films because they usually come in clusters. So let's settle for, okay, if it was 11 days and I saw 3 films per day, then it's 33. Makes a high risk of at least 10 films where I don't understand the point totally, but the atmosphere, the scent of the popcorn, and the people, that's the thing. And that's the good thing. And I also advocate for that such events continue receiving funding. But we have to keep this dialogue going about accessibility because, yeah, accessible screenings nowadays mean so-called sensory-friendly screenings. But what's one man's treasure? Trash is no. What's one man's trash is another man's treasure. To me, the so-called sensory-friendly events can also become a sensory nightmare because if the people in a movie theater start moving around, or if there are suddenly like intermissions where, let's say, they shouldn't be, or where my head thinks they shouldn't be, bad idea. And like, okay, accessible screenings are not necessarily wheelchair accessible in this building that is, I think, from the 1960s or 70s. I mean, that said, when I was like for the first time in Iceland, I met someone who I knew by chance on the bus because Iceland is so small. At some point, you always meet someone that you know. And I asked this person, what about the old people? What about disabled people, like in the winter, in the storm? And this person said, like, really calmly, well, those people just stay home. And that was 20 years ago. So, but like today, a lot of disabled people like stand up for their participation in society and events. And I think it's my feeling that at this film festival, I have seen like less people in general. Like, usually there were some films last year, for instance, where the theater was just packed, and this year it was like I saw it always half full at maximum, but I saw a lot of people with some form of orthopedic equipment. Sorry, I'm still sniffling. So, if the people are, let's say, more, I'm always kind of struggling with words, but let's say my theory is that people become more emancipated now about taking space with their equipment. Me too. And I think Ferdy the Walker also had fun, especially because of this film about an old folks home. And this old folks home actually is cited a lot to me on the bus because people tell me, oh, I know this type of walker because my grandma in this old folks home has one too. This exact model. Okay, it's pretty much a standard model, but yeah, then Ferdy could see this time where all of his colleagues work. That was really nice. And let's say the film was very slow paced, and the Q&A was, as usual, more even more interesting than the film because the director wanted to show that we are always human with our hopes and dreams, and no matter how old we are. Yeah. And once the people with all the equipment want to be in the cinema too, the cinema should adjust wherever it can. I'm also making this video in order to collect the thoughts for the article. Okay, the toilet was sort of in the basement, and the disability toilet was in a back room of the basement, and yeah, it was everything overall a little bit difficult to reach. So I don't know if the organizers are willing and able to consider other locations. I mean, on a positive note, I'm totally glad that this festival concentrates at one location, because when I first got to know it, one had to basically commute between 3 different locations, and that was only possible in very limited ways. So I'm thankful that we still have a freedom of speech, freedom of expression, this dialogue, but some logistical things could really be improved. Also, many disabled people rely on local disability transport system that only responds to very exact start and ending times. So if you want to cater more to those people, it's basically not possible to make the movie start 10 minutes later. Because if this car says it comes at 10 p.m., it comes at 10 p.m. And now it's basically 1 p.m. and I need to go to bed. So good night, everyone, and be your personal movie star. Bye-bye.